So, I don't know what I'm going to talk about, really. I don't know where to start. My voice is still fucked from going out Saturday night, so I apologize if it cracks. So it's just like moving and then moving again, and then I don't know, I'm an idiot for thinking that people can change. I mean, okay, no, I'm gonna rephrase that. People can change if they want to change. I'm an idiot for thinking certain people wanted to change. Mainly because they told me that they wanted to change. So, I mean, like, maybe I'm an idiot, maybe I'm just naive, and I believed them because I tried to see the good in everyone in every situation, regardless how many times they have dragged my name through the mud or basically spit on me. And I still believe that there might be some good left in them. Just this last couple days have been very, very draining mentally, and I have a headache from the weather, from like my mental health, from not sleeping properly over the weekend, to like everything. But what really got me yesterday and like caused me to basically kind of go into a panic attack in the kitchen in front of my mom, who doesn't really know how to handle that. I mean, she handled it a lot better than I have seen her handle it before, and I'm appreciative of that, and I appreciate her kind of giving me like some advice based on life experience, because like I could sit here and preach to you, don't do this, do that, like follow this, follow that, like whatever, but if I'm not using my personal experiences to kind of like give you some sort of a helping hand, then that means diddly squat. So for my mom to kind of step in and say, like, I know what position you're in, I know exactly how you feel, you are good enough for these people, they're not good enough for you, you have to rewire your brain to think that, like, so what, they went off with somebody else, they deserve each other, clearly they deserve each other. And it sucks to admit that maybe someone isn't good for you as much as you want them to be good for you, and you see a certain end picture. It sucks. And I think like the reason why I want to make this video now, I'm not going to talk about my last relationship right now. I'm not ready. There will be a day that I'll sit down and I'll tell you guys everything that happened in the last year, because it is completely a shit show. And I'll probably record it, edit it, and not release it for a while as well, so you guys will get the old video with all the true emotions as opposed to like the healed version, and I don't know. So I'll probably do that later. But what got me was last week I had a dream, and it was about my ex, and he had a new girlfriend or whatever and didn't bother to really tell me, and then I kind of felt the vibes that there was somebody else around, and I found out, and then his new girlfriend was like really rude to me or whatever. That was a dream, and I woke up and I was thinking like, okay, this is weird, and then I got a text from him, and like things seemed pretty normal. The last couple days things haven't been normal. And by normal, I mean the way that things have been going the last couple months. It's just, I have a really big gut feeling that something's not right. And a lot of the time, I keep track of dreams that have really significant symbols, and I research into it, and then I think back into life experiences. Or my dreams will be kind of giving me some sort of a sign that something's gonna happen. So it's a lot of deja vu. And with this situation, with this dream that I had last week, it's all starting to make sense why I had that dream last week. And sure enough, my subconscious mind was dead on that there is somebody else that I'm competing against for his attention, and I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't like that feeling, because it's not like he's a couple hours away. Like, my ex decided to move to the other side of the fucking country. So for me to be naive enough to think that he wants me enough to kind of put an effort even though he's on the other side of the country is just stupid. Like, I shouldn't have thought that. And I mean, my ex is also somebody who I've noticed, getting to know him over the last couple of years and being literally glued to his hip for the last year and a half. I've noticed patterns that he is very codependent on relationships, meaning he feels that he needs to have somebody, whether he's actually dating them or somebody that he's kind of seeing there. Whereas I'm pretty much opposite, or I've always been opposite. I've always been, I don't need anybody, I'm fine on my own kind of thing. So my mom made a point that that's not gonna work. Like, he's very codependent and I'm not, and I need that space. So that already isn't gonna work. But by the way, I keep looking over here because I don't like making eye contact when I'm like in serious conversations. And I know it's not eye contact, it's a lens, but still it makes me nervous. Anyways, I'm getting off track. So I found out that there is somebody that I'm competing with that is there, that is physically where he is, that he doesn't want to let go of for whatever reason, which is fine, but I'm not gonna compete for somebody's attention anymore. I'm done doing that. I've done that way too much when I was growing up. I've always been the one that gets told, oh, my ex-girlfriend is like done, like that's it and stuff, and I've always been the one to be lied to and stuff. And I know in this situation I'm kind of in that position where I was the ex-girlfriend that he was still keeping around, and I should have seen that sign as well, because that's another red flag that my mom pulled up, is like when him and I were dating, his exes were still in the picture a little bit. So go figure that in this situation his ex, being me, is still in the picture a little bit, as like the little string. And I've always said that if you have an ex sticking around when you're trying to move on or trying to move into a new relationship, that ex will find any string that you have, whether it's still having you on Facebook, still having mutual friends, still going clubbing at the same place. They will use that to pull themselves back in. And I'm tired of feeling like I'm not enough for this person. I don't... In the beginning, I felt like I wasn't good enough, and I know that I have a lot of insecurities with that stuff, even though I come across as a very confident person. That is one of the biggest insecurities that I have about myself, but I just never really felt like the first priority in his life, and that sucks a lot. And so with that dream that I had last week and everything kind of surfacing over the last couple of days and it all just making sense, I had a dream last night that I don't really remember what it was. I'm usually really good with writing them down in my phone really quick. So there's a lot of dreams that I'll talk about in other videos where I'll actually dissect and explain how it related to my life and what happened after. That was kind of like a weird coincidence. But I had another dream this morning when I just fell asleep for the last, like, I don't know, I don't have a clock in here anymore, like an hour. I was in a deep sleep and dreamed, and it was like my roommate, my old roommate from when I lived in the GTA recently, moved out, and she said, yeah, like, you can go there, but I'm not going to be there. And I didn't know what that meant. I thought she was like on vacation. And then I remembered, oh yeah, she moved out. But it wasn't our place that we lived in. It was a totally different apartment. I don't know why, but things just kept going wrong. I would open the fridge and then the shelf and everything fell out, and then the toaster was like burning, and there was something burning and beeping at me, and then all of a sudden I'm like trying to sweep the floor or something, and I sweep some stuff out of like underneath a cabinet that didn't have a trim along the bottom, and cockroaches, and there was like cockroaches in this weird like slimy pancake looking thing that was like moving across my floor, and I freaked out. And then the little dog, because the little dog was barking at me in real life, was like in the kitchen, and I'm like trying to get him away, but the symbol wasn't that I was panicked. Like that didn't pick up really quick. Like obviously I was panicked and things are going wrong, and that's what's kind of going wrong in my life right now is I feel like everything isn't really lining up how I need it to, and I know that things do with time, and I just have to be patient. So that's why I was like frantic and things were going wrong. But the one thing that stood out, and I know it's a big symbolic thing, is the cockroaches, because I don't have cockroaches here up where I am in Canada. Like apparently there were cockroaches in our old condo building that I just moved out of recently, but we didn't have them. And I know that they exist up here, but it's not a really common thing because we don't have the climate for them, and things like that. So we just don't really have cockroaches here. So for our apartment to have cockroaches was weird. So I'm gonna read you what I Googled. So I Googled just straightforward cockroach in dreams meaning. This is usually what I do. I had a weird dream about bears. There was a couple like black bears or something, or brown bears or whatever they were. And I just Googled brown bear in dreams, and it comes up with different things, and obviously like it's very broad, but this one is very, very straightforward, and it goes hand in hand with the conversation that I had yesterday with my mom, with everything, with the fact that I want to move into a van, which is something that I've wanted to do for years. It's not just because this whole like little fad, like I've wanted to live in a van for the last like 5 years. I just haven't been able to get ahead enough to do that. And then I went to Hawaii and all that stuff. So my mom and I talked about that, and like I have to focus on saving money for that, and like focusing on that kind of stuff as opposed to focusing on this stupid ex-boyfriend. And like I really want to work on farms, but it just doesn't work out with me trying to save for a van right now, so that might not happen, and things like that. And it's just the whole atmosphere yesterday with the conversation in the kitchen with my mom, this just makes so much sense, and it gives me a sense of clarity and a sense of hope. And ironic enough, I'm not using a tripod right now. My camera is sitting on 4 books. One is about reincarnation. Oh wait, no, I lied. That one's in my room. One is Teresa Caputo's something, I can't remember what it is. The Happiness Track, Life Plain and Simple, and then I think it's a weed book. Not related at all to, but like, yeah, anyways, I'm just gonna read this. So this is the definition that comes up right on Google as you Google cockroach in dreams. Seeing cockroaches in your dreams, it means your need for renewal, rejuvenation, and self-cleansing of your psychological, emotional, and spiritual well-being. You need to reevaluate major aspects of your life. So, I mean, if that's not a sign from my subconscious mind and everything kind of panning out how it has the last couple of months with my ex, with moving again, with basically feeling stuck right now where I am, I don't know what it is. Like, I don't know. So I know this video is probably boring for you guys, and I'm sorry, but I want to be able to open up more on my YouTube channel and not just do like the stupid videos that everyone else does with like the challenges and stuff. Like, yes, there's obviously challenges that I want to do, and yes, I'm gonna do like day in the life, and I want to do things like that, but I want to do more realistic, raw videos with you guys as well, and talk about my mental health, and talk about things that go on, and how the subconscious mind is related to the subconscious mind in the real world. I want to talk about that stuff, and yeah. And I just realized, like, I put this on yesterday. So I wear Lokais. So I have the blue Lokai. If anyone doesn't know, Lokai has the water from the peak of Mount Everest and the mud from the Dead Sea, and it reminds you to live a balanced lifestyle. That you're gonna have ups and downs, but you have to just be level-headed. So I wear the blue one every single day, and I just got the orange one recently, and I just put it back on yesterday. Ironic enough, but so if you guys like these things, go get Lokai. It's not sponsored or anything, but I just like them. But yeah, I'm sorry I look tired, and I just feel numb right now. But I hope you guys have a good week. It's a new start to the week, so you can make it literally anything that you want. I don't know if the States really does it, but we have May 2-4 coming up this weekend, so that's kind of a big deal. And I hope you guys party safe. Don't mix your alcohol. Be smart about that. Do drugs or drink. Don't do both. Yeah. I'll see you guys later in the next video. Have a good one.